So quite interesting morning sessions. We see different companies from various sectors such as NFT, art education, and also like wireless charging for heavy robotics. And we're going to see each other's insights from the companies, and maybe we can start from the bottom ones and to see if anyone has some suggestions or insights. For example, from the virtual idols companies, we see like it's quite a competitive market in virtual market. And for virtual idols, I think it's more important for execution and how to differentiate from like factors personality with the virtual ones. So does anyone has any insights for like idols for life? Okay.
I think personally, I think that the Idol for Life, the team, comparatively is not very outstanding, not very like highly differentiated among different teams out there in the market, and also for this particular product and business model is also very commoditized. So I think, so that's my quick summary of my thought.
And I actually think just following up to what Tony just said, I think we were all expecting, like, because he was talking about a virtual idol, we were sort of expecting to see one, you know, and because obviously, I mean, the idea is great, like, you know, and a virtual idol oriented concert, it could be like, you know, a rave party, whatever, like, sure, that could be marketable, but then you also need an infrastructure to be able to house sort of that sort of concert or that sort of digital entertainment. And I just didn't think he quite sort of executed that to us in the presentation. I'm not sure what other people think, but so yeah, I concur with what Tony just said, basically.
Yeah, it's difficult to see the model. Yeah. But follow on your view, do you have any common like companies you would pick, like would be your pick?
So what's really interesting is my top three are the top three here.
Oh, yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah, right?
Yeah,
exactly.
Same.
So, and obviously, like I come from an arts background, so maybe those three were probably the ones that stood out to me. But also I thought in general, the team behind the top three companies, they stood out to me as quite solid and they had a good vision. Like I agreed with sort of their vision and I can see their passion and obviously, you know, when we were looking through their company profiles and like the solutions that they provided, we had, you know, a framework of different assessment criteria or like sort of guidelines. And I thought they did pretty well in general. And I think I was also quite, what really stood out to me was the connection between the sustainability, like sort of an ESG element in arts tech. And so that was, I think that was Articoin, right? So I thought that stood out to me as something quite new, quite refreshing. And it seemed like they really, it was well thought out as well. So that's just my personal opinion.
Yeah, I was also quite impressed, especially for the one Designie.
Oh
It's really hit my
well.
pain point because I always need to do a lot of digital works for social medias, but you know, I'm not a good on art people. So when I listened to their presentation, I got the solutions. That is the pain point. That is the main point. Yes. I think most of the presenter also need to highlight the pain point. They need to listen to the market and what the people said instead of just looking the market potential. I think you know, pain point is quite simple, but if you can really hit it, that is the market, right? So and also the arts con, I think it's quite good, especially for the ESG. How to make the art tech and into the sustainability and also the green tech. I think this is one of the very good presenter among all the group. So I love them very much.
I mean, I really like to echo that. It's like thinking about arts and tech, it doesn't always have to be like really complicated technology. It's just getting the idea there that solves, say, an issue. It doesn't have to be, say, for the Designie, to the very extreme. It could be, okay, and artificial intelligence, it could be machine learning, it could be really complex. Yeah. But even without that, the idea as it developed is just solving what everyday people's life relate to us, just to promote the awareness, using tech to infuse it. We're not expecting that, a great machine to get everything designed like a top designer. It's not this, it's just infusing in life, getting some technology that ease our life and get us into it. So it's something that it's like really, really impressive to me.
So somehow teleco is cool, it's very cold, but be humankind. So I think most of the application itself do have a humankind inside.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah, totally agree what you all said. Actually, technology sometimes, that helps. Yeah, all that happen in a way that's a simplicity, definitely, and also user-friendly, I can say, easy to understand. That makes sense to develop a new market, especially we're expecting them to have some scalable, sustainable model that maybe in a new region like GBA or in Hong Kong, because some of the team actually, they still have the business only in homeland. Sometimes too complicated or have some kind of the barrier in the to make it scalable. Yeah, there may be a little bit question on the whether they can replicate the model. Yeah, that can be moved to in a new region like in Hong Kong or in homeland in China, and also in some solution actually they're talking about some closed ecosystem. That also let me curious to see how it can be replicated. Yeah, in the other region that may be in different culture or in different ecosystem that they need a bit longer time. Yeah, to make all what they promise for the business development to happen. Yeah, so this is maybe that also benefit to the top three. Yeah, make it simple, easy to understand, and scalable.
In fact, I chose 23 instead of 08, but I still okay with the result. Chushan is the technology is not the high Artechdream. However, it solved the problem. It solved the ping pong in the industry. So I select this instead of 08. Yeah.
Yes. That one is more concrete. I mean, comparing to the others, heavy tech.
Yes.
Solutions.
I also rate Chushan quite highly, but when I think about it, I also think about the boldness in the idea, because Chushan is like very pragmatic. It's something that is really usable, and they already made progress in their development. It's just that I feel like it's lacking a human touch or the cultural impact that I was excited to see in a startup company.
Yeah, I also agree with that. I think Chushan has quite concrete for the operations, and team is quite strong. And we can see quite a strong connection between the GBA and China, even overseas if you want to export to other countries. Yeah,
That's true.
So our choice right now is Chushan and Designie, Articoin, and Artracx. So we have to choose 3 between the 4. I think the marginal one maybe is the Designie with Chushan. We have to pick one.
I'm okay. I'm okay with the top 3 results actually.
I'm okay.
Just recognizing Chushan is also quite a viable
Someone
business.
say, yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I would like to talk a little about Aplyid, although it's not the top scored, because I'm from HSBC, I'm from a banking industry. So when they talk about how they can streamline the KYC process and doing the ID, I was expecting more about how they are going to introduce a technology into financial institutions or institutions that really rely on the securities and ID and V, but they did not really touch upon that very closely. And that is something that I think they could tell a better story on that.
But do you think it's a relatively competitive market in terms of KYC and?
They presented in terms of competitors, it would be rather like how they can tailor their solution into what the institution, be it the government or a bank or a law firm, need to convince them the technology can really help them to do what they need to do, because they have legal responsibilities in it too. And that is very important, and it's different from different jurisdictions. They talk about they want to enter into the Hong Kong market. They are in conversation with the Hong Kong government, but we do not see exactly what solutions they want to bring into Hong Kong. That was my reservation.
I think we'll go with the three choices for our final picks. It's Artrecx, Articoin, and Designie. Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.